So right now what we're referencing on 8L is a way of setting up multiple offsets to where you can run essentially like 2 parts or multiple parts in a single setup without having to undo the collet every time in between parts. And so where we got for that and where that's referenced in the machine is right now we're using G56 and G57. And if you can see, they have the same X reference for cutting the same diameter, but the difference between them is in Z, where the G57 goes back 1.25 inches, which is the length of the overall part. So it'll essentially run the same program where we don't have to write 2 different programs. We can use the same program and just change our offset there and actually have multiple parts kind of be ran at a different offset page or at a different Z offset. So right now we're going to be running the turning pass, which is going to do the OD of the thread and a little bit of like an undercut after the OD for putting the thread on the first of the 2 parts that we're going to do out of the setup that we got right now. And then this program is using G56. It also puts a little chamfer lead in at the start of this thread as well. And as you can see, what it's doing, essentially the thread will be in there, so it's doing a chamfer at the start of it, and then at the back of it, it does this little undercut to kind of give relief. So after it does that cut, the next tool we're going to be throwing in is the threading tool, which is going to put the thread on the part. So this one is using G56 again. Now just check to make sure the thread goes on there. And the reason we put the undercut on there is so that the essentially a bolt can go all the way to that floor that's at the back of the part there. So after the threading tool, I'm going to switch that one out. And then we're putting in our knurling tool, which is going to give us like a little like grip type of pattern on the bolt so we can tighten it by hand. Still doing 56. There's still a little bit of optimizing I can do with the program to where essentially I can get that to wrap it closer to it so there's not that little bit of a delay and cutting in air time. Oh, they're just small little things that you can kind of go back in the program and optimize out. That you kind of, sometimes you build in safety clearances into the initial setup of the program and then you go back and take out those safety type of parameters later after you know what you have is working. Then I don't know if you kind of can see the diamond pattern that it puts on the part there for being able to grip it by hand. Next we're going to be using the part off tool, which is this is going to be coming in here and is going to be able to allow us to break this off. And we actually don't go all the way with this right now so that the part isn't dropping down so that we can actually just go in and break the part off by hand. Actually, because of this one sticking out a little bit farther, I do slow down the RPMs in the feed a little bit. Because of it having that extra little bit of stick out, I do vary this cut just a little bit. Should be good for the corn. Sometimes the sound, even if it sounds bad, it's about that sound maintaining. If it doesn't sound like it's getting any worse, even if it sounds a little bit bad at first, if it's not getting worse, it's probably okay for it to keep going. And that's why I kind of like let that one keep going, is because after it started making that bad sound, it didn't sound like it was progressively getting any worse. So right now, I'm just taking the part off by hand, where if you can see in there, I go to a certain point with it where it makes it easy for me to just kind of take it off and rip it off by hand. And then I just take that to a belt sander after the fact. And then if you were using them for the machine standoff, That's where I was talking about, where you would go bolt them into the machine and you would just skim cut the top of them all to be the exact same height, so that all those, the tops of them would be referenced at the exact same Z height in your machine. So now I can go, like we have not unlocked our part or anything like that. Essentially, we still have the same piece of stock in there, right how it was from that previous part being cut. And now we're gonna go into cutting the second part on it. So right now we actually don't move the part at all. We leave the stock right where it is for what we're doing. So this was the idea of, like, we're trying to get two parts without having to unlock or retighten the collet at the back, and just save ourselves a little bit of time and effort in that type of workflow. The machine should go right to where this part's located accurately. Now we're just changing our tool again, going back to the threading tool. So this is the exact same program that is actually running at the previous one. The only thing different between them is the G56 and the G57 offset. And then as we showed on the offset page, the only difference between the G56 and 7 offset are actually the Z. So the only difference between the program is it's telling it that this program in this part is 1 1/8 inches back from the other part. And this is something that could be used for more than 2 parts. If you had maybe a part that wasn't as long of a part, you could essentially get, like, 10 parts or however many parts based on the amount of stick out that you're able to get away with. That's gonna vary based on the type of material and types of cuts that you're gonna be taking on it. But other than that, like, yeah, you could have multiple offsets and kind of use this type of a solution to run multiple parts without having to relock the collet every time in between the parts. It adds a level of automation to the 8L, so it gives you that little bit of just a little inch up in automation that gives you a little bit of better workflow and quality of life when using the machine. Yeah, this is going to be the knurling tool again. And as you can see, I ran that one at full speed and it didn't sound nearly as bad as the other one because at that cut, that's a lot more rigid. When you're actually getting close to the spindle face there, it's a lot more rigid of a cut and kind of how the material likes to be cut. So you will run into some limitations with sticking out like that for using multiple offsets. You're gonna want to watch the types of cuts you're taking and everything like that, because you can run into issues by sticking out your material too far, but it is an option that it's worth looking into for getting multiple parts out of a single setup. I'd rather run that one tool a little bit slower and just turn the dials down, feed rates, and spindle for that one tool over having to completely adjust and everything like that, having to unlock the spindle, pull out the thing, and do all that. It's a little bit easy. Like, if that's all that I got to do is adjust the feed rate for, and that's something that could be done in the program, that I could have had knowing that if I'm running multiple offsets, instead of manually doing that, I could just have my G56 program run at different feeds and speeds than my G57 to kind of not have to manually do that every time and kind of just have it set up like that. So if you might have noticed on the second part that we did, the knurl didn't go all the way to the same distance that it did on the first part. And part of that was how we had the machine set up to do the 2 individual parts. and the maximum travel of the machine. The farthest that the knurling tool could go, we took that to the limit of the actual machine travel. And so being that it was at the limit of the machine travel, how we could have compensated for that if we wanted this full knurl pattern on this part, we would have had to have our initial stick out of the first part being cut a little bit farther to compensate for the knurling tool to be able to travel that extra distance on the second part. And that was something that we just did not foresee until we got to that, but it was one of those things where you can make that compensation later after the fact and adjust out that first one. So yeah, even though there are variants and limitations to how the types of cuts you're going to be taking if you're sticking your material out too far, the multiple offset options is a way to be able to it's a quality of life and not having to open this panel every time and having to go in here and retighten this and essentially pulling out your material. That's just a workflow that can kind of get annoying, especially if it's really quick parts. This just gives you that a little bit of an extra benefit to running multiple with the machine. And then also something that we can do is if you just had a piece of stock in here, you could just run one part and you could run just that thread part of it and just the knurl part down here and have this actually being kind of buried in the machine, so you could still get your rigidness for just running a single part, but still have like a long standoff and kind of run this program like that.
Good. Cool, thanks.